This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
AI is transforming customer service. It's real and it works. And with Finn, we've built the #1 AI agent for customer service. We're seeing lots of cases where it's solving up to 90% of real queries for real businesses. This includes the real-world complex stuff like issuing a refund or cancelling an order. And we also see it when Finn goes up against competitors. It's top of all the performance benchmarks, top of the G2 leaderboard, and if you're not happy, we'll refund you up to $1 million, which I think says it all. Check it out for yourself at fin.ai.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Hello, I'm Sarah, and welcome to the Whispering Woods Reddit and Listener Story episode. I hope you are doing all right out there. There's a lot going on, and I just want you to know this is our safe space where we tell spooky stories, and we're not going to let the world in. I'll get straight into it. Are you ready for the first story? And this story is by Death Psych 187. Son of a bee, she saw it. Alright, let's start with some introductions. I'm a 30-year-old male diagnosed with adult ADHD. I know. Why is that relevant? Blah, blah, blah. Well, it is relevant to what I'm about to talk about. So I've dealt with this for a long time. Mind racing, trouble focusing, the infamous ADHD walk, walking around and dodging things in an awkward manner. Look it up, so this will make more sense if you don't know what I'm talking about. Thinking I see this phantom person from the corner of my eye. Yeah, that last part has always kind of gave me the, that's not right feeling. Honestly, when I was younger, and well, I guess my whole life, going into my young adult years, it always spooked me. It was always super unsettling, and would catch me off guard the way I'd be in the middle of something, and I'd turn and catch it, thinking it was someone, until I fully looked or focused, and boom, no one there. When I was younger, my psychologist told me it was a common symptom of ADHD, that it was my mind processing a lot of things simultaneously, and it would do that to fill in the gap, and that I'd grow out of it. I didn't. But what I can say is that I did grow used to it, to the point where I'd just ignore it and go about my day. Fast forward a few years, I meet my wife. A few years after that, I tell her about the phantom in the corner of my vision that pops up sometimes. The reason it was brought up was because there were multiple occasions I had to ask if she'd walked into rooms and she'd be in a completely different room. Long story short, it happened enough times that she was like, "Okay, what's up? Why do you do that?" Just so you all know, this quirk isn't something I'd bring up to people. Matter of fact, she was the only other person I talked to about this, and it was a singular event. Fast forward a few years, we're both 28, and the first incident happens. I get home from work and I go to the kitchen to make a sandwich. I look up to the doorway because I hear her walking towards me from the living room. And from the corner of my eye, I notice the thing move through the other doorway. And I look over in that direction and look back, and my wife's in the opposing doorway. And she asks me, "Did you see that?" And I responded with, "See what?" Then she digresses and we move on. Fast forward almost 2 years later, last night. We haven't brought up or even talked about that situation since it happened. It's 1 a.m. and I get up from being asleep to use the restroom. We have a restroom in our room with the foot of the bed facing the door. She has the lamp adjusted to low light so I could make my way to the restroom without my glasses, while she doom scrolls on her phone. On my way out, I noticed the thing. I didn't give a care about it, and ADHD dodged its presence, as if second nature. Then get in my bed, and my wife turned the light on and shakes me up. She's pale-faced and freaking out, but trying to keep it together. I'm confused and tired. I have to be up for work at 5 a.m. But reluctantly I sit up, put my glasses on, and attempt to assess the situation. She looks me dead in my eyes, freaked out, and tells me in a shaky voice, "I saw it." Me being half asleep and confused, I asked her, "You saw what?" Frantically, and now a little louder, she says, "You turned the knob and I looked up, and this thing was next to the door as you opened it. You literally just moved around it and laid down like nothing was going on, and it was gone. I saw it look at you, and you not even bat an eye." I didn't know how to respond at first, and then things started to register, as I'm now waking up. It started to dawn on me that holy heck, she saw it. Wait, she saw it. That's impossible, right? Now I don't know what to do. She's scared to be alone. I have mixed emotions, especially since she described it exactly as I've seen it my whole life. Mind you, I never described it to her. Personally, it was okay when it was just me seeing it. But now she's paranoid about it and wants to move. I don't think she can grasp that it's been everywhere I've been since I was a kid, my little ADHD buddy. I guess it was never not there. The only unsettling thing is that I wasn't the only one who saw it, and she saw it waiting for me. Why was it waiting? I just can't. I hope nobody's listening to this at night and they need to go for a wee. Because I'm sure I'm going to be remembering this tonight when I need to get up for my early morning wee. And looking over my shoulder and doing that thing where you quickly turn the light off, run and jump into bed and pull the quilt over your head. That's what I'm going to be doing, because I do find that really spooky. Are you ready for the next story? And this story is from ill location 8497. Thank you for letting us share it. Him. why I stopped touching Ouija boards after grade 9. Back in grade 8 and 9, I was obsessed with the paranormal. I had a girlfriend at the time who was really into Wicca, and she was the one who got me into all of this stuff. Before long, we were playing with a Ouija board every single day. After about a month of using it regularly, it started identifying itself the same way every time. We'd ask, "Who are we speaking with?" And the reply was always, "Him." At first we weren't really scared. We were just kids. But him eventually turned hostile. The board started swearing and telling us to F off. I got weirdly angry about it one day and just flipped the board off the table mid-session. I stopped playing for a bit after that. But things didn't stop. A few weeks later, I was working the night shift at Walmart stocking shelves. Out of nowhere, I heard a whisper. Just my name. I thought I imagined it, but then it happened again, louder. I checked the next aisle to see if someone was messing with me, but no one was there. When the third whisper came, it was loud enough that I actually yelled, "Hello, who the heck is calling my name?" No response. About 40 seconds later, a co-worker walked up to me. She looked shaken. She asked if I heard my name being called 3 times. When I said yeah, she told me she was a medium and that it was a sign someone in my family was going to die. I thought it was kind of weird for her to come up and, with full confidence, call yourself a medium. I'm into the paranormal, but I reserve skepticism. So I tried to keep the conversation regular and started talking about my plans for the future. She interrupted me mid-sentence, looking right at me. "Every time you talk about your future, I can hear something snickering, like something negative. It's attached to you. It's trying to ruin your plans." She had no idea about the board. I felt the blood drain from my face as I instantly connected that with him. I went home after my shift and got into my bed, only to be woken up by the house phone. I heard my mum in the hall saying, "Oh no, that's terrible. I'm so sorry." Adrenaline surged through me. Before she even hung up, I was downstairs asking what happened. She told me someone in our family, someone I didn't really have a relationship with, had just died. I was scared, but the Walmart experience honestly made me way more intrigued. Even though it was freaky as heck, having it all confirmed like that just made me want to push it further. I invited my best friend and my girlfriend over to play in my parents' basement. This was the last time I played for several years. It was midday, and no one was home. We'd been playing for 20 minutes. Suddenly, the 3 of us started randomly smelling breakfast sausage frying. It was unmistakable and completely out of place. We asked the board if that was him, and it said yes. My parents came home later and made us supper. We paused to eat and then went right back to the basement to play. We were really pushing it now, asking the board to prove it was there. We were asking it to touch us, and we were moving around the room trying to feel for cold spots. Eventually, my girlfriend and I agreed to take it a step further, and I asked the board if it could possess her. Planchette moved faster than I'd ever seen it. Yes. Then it began to count down. 3, 2, 1. The light bulb over our heads started to buzz, then flicker. Then it just went out. We were in complete darkness. I screamed at the top of my lungs and ran upstairs. As I got to the living room where my dad was watching TV, I saw the sky through the big window flash bright white. The transformer across the street had blown. I don't know how that stuff works, but in my mind, the transformer blowing should be the cause of the lights going out. But the light bulb above us buzzed and died first. And then 15 seconds after, we were already upstairs, the transformer went. My buddy was still downstairs swearing because he tried to run, but slammed into a wall in the dark. In the heightened scare of the moment and trying to explain the chaos to my parents, I kind of forgot about my girlfriend. About 20 seconds later, she casually walked up the stairs. She looked like she had no idea why there was any commotion. There wasn't 1 ounce of fear in her. She walked past me, and in a voice that was several octaves deeper than her own, she muttered something chilling right at me. I said, "What?" And she just looked at me and said, "What?" in her normal voice, acting like she hadn't said a word. Then she did the exact same thing to my buddy. I told her she needs to go home. She lived around the block, and she walked home. My buddy and I, who I'm still friends with today, pretty much slept with the lights on for a month, and I actually ran away from home that night because I got so freaked out. My parents told me later that it was just coincidence. Wind blew a branch into it. I accepted that. However, around 10 years ago at a family function, it came up. They told me they just said it was a coincidence to calm me down, that there was no wind that night. And that is one of the reasons why I will never play with a Ouija board. Have done in the past, but never again, because even if it's not connected, something's going to happen and you're going to connect it to the Ouija board. And you'll be like that, watching for weeks and months after. That's how I feel about it anyway. And then you're going to feel like you've got a curse on you, something's gone wrong, and it's going to cause all sorts of problems. And I know that some people probably have quite different experiences with the Ouija, but I know that's what it'll do to my brain, so I'm staying away. Are you ready for the third and final story? And this story is from Subjective Observer. Thank you for letting us share your story. Why I sleep with the bedroom door closed. This experience happened years ago, but I thought I'd share it here. I always sleep with the lights off. Back in the day, I would always have my bedroom door open when I slept. After all, why would I close it? It was just me and my girlfriend at the time, living in the apartment. It was always a bit creepy to look into, that pitch black doorway during the night, but I never really thought anything of it. Anyways, one night I woke up in the middle of the night for the usual pee, did my business, went back to the room. My girlfriend was sleeping in the bed next to me. I was trying to go back to sleep, and I tend to toss and turn before I finally conk out. I turned on my other side facing towards the door, and instantly I saw this huge pale figure standing in the doorway. It looked like an ugly old lady, and she definitely didn't look friendly. She had long, dirty, swampy-looking hair, like she'd just been crawling out of a bog. She wasn't fat, but bulky and brutish. I turned to the other side toward my girlfriend. I didn't want to do anything, because I didn't want to wake her up and freak her out. I turned back again, and the thing was now standing over me at the side of the bed. Trying to, I guess, kind of ignore what was happening, I turned the other way again, and this time, when I looked back, it was gone. It all happened really fast. I don't think I really had time to process everything and freak out like I might have. The only thing I found that maybe that thing couldn't have been was a hag. A friend of mine said it was an evil spirit, but really I don't know. Maybe I just imagined it all, or even dreamt it. Here's the thing though. I got up to pee, so I was clearly awake for that. Secondly, my room and everything around me was just as it was in the waking life. Usually the environment tends to shift and change during dreams. I've also never had any dreams remotely similar to that, nor have I ever had any other paranormal experiences like it since. It's been years now. Never once went to bed with the door left open again since that night. Anyways, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this experience. I've only ever told a handful of people about it in my whole life.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching your insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Man, oh no. That is just really freaky. I've found all three of these stories really, really freaky this week. I don't know if it's because I'm a bit jittery or something, but sometimes stories hit you, don't they? And I know I'm going to be thinking about these later tonight. When it's the wee hours of the morning, and I mean that in both ways, that is a pun intended. I'm going to be thinking about these stories. So thanks again, everybody, for letting me share them. I really, really appreciate it. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can do so by either following, so you get notified every time we drop an episode, because there will be more coming soon. You could also support us on Patreon, which is patreon.com/The Whispering Woods, where we've got a number of tiers and you can listen ad-free for a small monthly fee. We're also on Apple Premium, where also for a small monthly fee, you can listen ad-free. I'm getting all my words tumbling together now. Or come and join us over on social media. Take care, everyone.
AI is transforming customer service. It's real and it works. And with Finn, we've built the #1 AI agent for customer service. We're seeing lots of cases where it's solving up to 90% of real queries for real businesses. This includes the real-world complex stuff like issuing a refund or cancelling an order. And we also see it when Finn goes up against competitors. It's top of all the performance benchmarks, top of the G2 leaderboard, and if you're not happy, we'll refund you up to $1 million, which I think says it all. Check it out for yourself at fin.ai.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
The stories told on the Whispering Woods are inspired by historical records, witness reports, and local folklore. While every effort is made to research and represent events accurately, some details, names, and locations may differ from official accounts or have been changed out of respect for those involved. These episodes are created for storytelling and entertainment purposes and should not be considered definitive fact or investigative journalism.